And yeah, another day, another chance, another way, another dance. Today I'll be discussing chapter 5. And chapter 5, what I'll be doing is I'll pretty much be discussing everything that needs to be discussed. You know what I mean? So yes, like, that's chapter 5. Right, so let's get to this. So in chapter 5, you're gonna be doing something called form inline validation, right? So that's what's gonna happen. I'm going to be using ChatGPT to explain the code responsible for the front end of everything that's happening. So here's the form inline validation HTML detailed comments explaining each part. So you've got a document type HTML language English, obviously abbreviated as EN. So you got a head which defines character encoding, meta chart set UTF-8, make page responsive on mobile devices. So you've got meta name, viewport content with device width, initial scale 1.0, load HTMX library to enable dynamic behavior using HTML attributes, script source HTTPS and package integrity, SHA-384, and then you got your scripts. So that's your scripts, everything that you can be making use of to load HTMX libraries to enable dynamic behavior. So obviously I discussed this in detail for my last chapter, but let me discuss it. Page title shown browser tab, form inline validation title, load bootstrap CSS for styling the form and buttons, link href equals https, and yeah, pretty much a whole 9 yards, man. So you got the relation style sheet, href, https, cross origin anonymous, integrity. Then you got the head, and then you got your body, bootstrap container to center and pad content, div class equals container, page heading form inline validation, form starts form, email field, container hx target equals this. When HTMX request returns, places div only, hx swap out of HTML, replace the entire div with the service response. Label for the email input field for email, and then HTMX post request to email whenever this input is triggered, man. So that's what happens. Then a password field container, div class label for password, input field with password, right, and then submit button, and the form end of container, then load bootstrap.js bundle for interactive components like models and drop downs. Then you got server.js here, your server.js there. Let me press OK here. And then you got input express from express, constant app equals express ip.use, parameter, variable parameter, parameter, variable parameter, send it true, then express.json, app post. Actually, let me, alright, let me do that in the next video. So let me go on this one, man. Alright, so you got constant apps, right? Constant variable app equals express app.useExpress.static public app.useExpress.url encoded colon true app.useExpress.json app.post email request resolution equal to or greater than consubmitted email request body that email constant email rejects equals that. So this pretty much sets out the whole format, for the email. So if your email isn't in this format, then you got an if statement of if email rejects that says submitted email is like that, then return res that sent, then you return this, right? Submitted email. And then you gotta have a div class alert, which can say alert success or alert valid email thank you. Or else if else statement, right? So you pretty much an if else statement of if this it's successful, it's gonna be this is gonna be returned. It's gonna return the email submitted one, and it's gonna return an alert that's gonna say valid email thank you, with the function being alert success. Right? So or else if it's not in the right format, your email is gonna return res that send it's gonna return this div class labels input. So as you can see, a type email, class form control, name email, hx post email, value submitted email. Div class alerts danger. So that means you're something went wrong, man. They will alert invalid email. Please enter a valid email address. An app that listen 3000 constant log servers running on port 3000. So that's what you've got here. And then, okay. Then for your JSON. So obviously, like in the previous video, because Node HTMX makes use of front end, there's nothing to track. There's pretty much nothing to watch or track because all the APIs are from the web and not from the code, the VS Code itself. So we can't debug the VS Code itself because nothing is being tracked. It's just all the information that you're making use of we get from API extensions that get injected, into our index.html. So we have no variables we're not watching anything. So all it does is it gives you the configurations and the versions of what type of Chrome you're using. Obviously, it being on front end, type Chrome request launch, name launch Chrome against localhost URL, HTTP localhost 8080 web root workplace folder, then so on and so forth. So that's what you've got here, man. So well, then you can see Kabelo at 06.